same shit that got your last hoe touched, bitch. That's the same shit that got your baby.
The crazy thing about this video is I've seen other mixed kids on, or mixed people on this app, saying that the white side was giving them problems. What I find interesting about this video is she's saying, or at least what I'm understanding of her video, she's just saying that there's a huge difference in how the women act on the white side versus on her dad, who I'm assuming is the black side, obviously with that kind of sound going on. Sisters in my community, when y'all act like that ratchet behavior, yelling out stuff that no other group of women just spend time yelling about, it's a bad look.
So as a black woman, it is my duty to address the things that impact black women. And ever since Kevin Samuels, there has been an upswing of online disrespect from black men, most especially as it relates to black women. First and foremost, addressing this specific video, I always want to ask the question, why is this the only type of black woman that black men speak about? Because this is not the only archetype of black women that exist. Black women are very diverse. In fact, we are the most diverse on this planet. But for some reason, oh, I get it. Never mind. Not for some reason. Here's the reason. Passport boys, all of these red pillars, all of these make women submissive again, all of these black women are too combative and blah, blah, blah. Guys are trying to build their following and trying to build their pockets off of the back of vulnerable, narcissistic, or sociopathic, or psychopathic. It can be all of those, or sometimes it's just one of those. Some of the men that fall victim to this are simply wounded. And because we live in a male-dominated society, it's easier to go against women than it is to understand them, especially black women. I want to congratulate black men for putting black women, and not all of you, the ones that I'm not talking to, you know who you are, and you don't need to put yourself out there. However, I want to congratulate these groups of black men for putting black women under their feet to build themselves up, because that's what you're doing. This has little to nothing to do with any care, any concern that is genuine for black women, because the care and concern that black women need is for us to address black femicide as a community. The upswing in black femicide, the continuous war that goes on between black men and black men, the continuous murder of black women and children. Those are the things that deserve our concern, not these superficial dating tactics, tips, and all of those things, right? But it's easier to make a mockery of black women than it is to fight against the other men that have their foot on the necks of black men. You see, you have to use black women. Why? Because you cannot use the other women from other communities, because that will warrant their men coming to protect them. Who doesn't have the protection of men, of their men rather? Black women. And because black women have focused so much on black men, the sisterhood and camaraderie that we need to have amongst one another has not been fully established in the way that it needs to be established. Again, I want to congratulate these types of black men for putting black women under their feet to build their foundation. If common sense and all you have to do is look at the way things played out for Kevin Samuels. This man built this amount of wealth. We don't know how much he really had, but he built an amount of wealth. He built his following. And the same organ, right, that was filled with wickedness, it failed him. He spoke often about Big Shirley. He spoke often about these other women and their health issues, how it's not healthy, how men later on in life, they want the young, beautiful woman. And this man passed away in the midst of his young, beautiful woman. But you see, it's easier again to break down black women than it is to mentor black boys from a genuine space that is not centered around getting women, being with women, because that's a lot of the things that lead them to go and create all these children in different broken homes, some of them. This is the thing that causes some of them to SA other people. It may be a woman, it may be a man. So many destructive behaviors because young boys do not know that their existence is worth more than money in getting women. So it is easier for them to get online and make a mockery of black women than it is to do anything constructive in their own lives or in the lives of black children. This hate doesn't fizzle out when you become a father to a young girl. This is some of the same hate fathers carry for their children in the home. This is some of the same destructive behaviors, controlling behaviors fathers demonstrate towards their own sons, not just their daughters. It is easier to get online and talk mess about black women, a specific archetype of black women that I am convinced you guys are addicted to. You're addicted to a certain archetype of woman, and so you want to change that woman. You need to dominate that woman instead of just going towards the women that you like. Let me tell you something. Black women don't need a dissertation about you all moving on to other communities. That is not new. Black women do not need a disclaimer for black men dating other groups of women or marrying them. That is your right as a man. If the Most High God gave you free will, black women cannot take it away from you. So I urge black women, this is mostly for black women, I urge you all to decenter men altogether. I am not going to advertise tomfoolery to you all and say, hey, don't go towards anything that is not genuine and authentic, black women. Take the time out to truly do the work within that you need to do so that you can see clearly and live clearly beyond material means. I value your degrees, black women. Because there's been spaces I've entered into where I've almost lost my life, and it was a black woman who came, a black nurse with her degree, who advocated for me. I value you. I urge you not to follow suit, not to continue to respond to these type of men, these type of videos. I'm making this today so that it can come across who it needs to come across. Because this psychological warfare is also physical. Every 4 to 5 hours, a black woman is losing her life, and most times it's to a black man. Not only that, your black sons are losing their life to other black men. This is war. They can continuously talk about how the white man took the black man out of the home, and black women went towards government assistance and tomfoolery. But they do not see how they have been weaponized against the entire black community. Your laughing, your slogans, or your twerking, or your ratchet behavior, right? Our ratchet behavior, because apparently we are all grouped under the same umbrella, right? It's so threatening to them, right? What they're getting online and doing to black women, how they're literally killing black men black women and black children, right? That's not a threat. That's not what really needs to be addressed. Video after video mocking black women. But let me tell you this. If anybody knows what's going on spiritually, things are happening as they should. I just hope, black women, that you see what is going on. It's not all of them. It's not all of our men at all. But it is a very small percentage who truly and thoroughly love black women. They want to act as if they love and they're going to go and do all these great things for these women. Listen, most of the women that I know who are non-black and dealt with a black man are single mothers. I don't like to even address this. I don't want to speak this out there. I don't want to be a part of this conversation, but they make such a mess. They're making such a mess, and you have so many of them in different areas acting like they're just trying to help black women. You're not helping. You're hurting. You're breaking down black women. Where black women needed you to help them was financially, it's spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, in your homes, by getting yourselves together, by treating yourselves with respect, by treating yourselves with empathy. Listen here. I don't care how much a man makes. I don't care if he's making six figures. I don't care if he's a millionaire. You see these millionaires. You see these six-figure black men. I don't have a problem with who you date. Date whoever you want. But leave black women out of the conversation. Why can't they just exist without mentioning black women? It gets tiring. It gets so freaking tiring. It's tiring. Because you have every right as a man to date whoever you want to date as a black man. You don't have to give black women any disclaimer or dissertation for that. You don't. It is your right. So exercise your right. Exercise your right. No one's stopping you. No one can stop you. But just remember, when you go into these other countries, when you go into those other islands, whatever it is you go to, remember who they view as less than. Not the woman on your arm, but you.